The following is a live special presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. Hello, my name is Ron Juckett. Welcome to the program for this 19th day of June 2024. We weren't supposed to be on today, but circumstances beyond our control have us on this sad occasion as we note the life and legacy of Willie Mays, who passed away on the 18th of June at the age of 93. I think you can make a strong argument, and we'll go through this as the game goes along, that Willie Mays was the best player ever to play Major League Baseball. Babe Ruth obviously could pitch, and maybe Ted Williams was an overall better hitter and all that, but if you're looking for someone who was the complete offensive and defensive package, look no further than Willie Mays. And in fact, in trying to figure out what game I wanted to play today to honor Willie, you really had two options. His two best seasons were 1954 in New York and 1965 out in San Francisco. Now, I chose New York because obviously we're going to play against the Dodgers. Because just a little bit better. But Willie could do it all. And so I hope, that we can actually do this, the justice that Willie deserves to have. I mean, he hit 660 home runs in his career. He led the league in home runs 4 times. He never led the National League in RBI, which is surprising because he hit over 1,900. And he stole for 4 straight years, starting in 1956, he led the National League in stolen bases. I mean, he just did everything. So that's that for that. As far as what we're playing, it's just a game from May of 1954 between the Dodgers and the Giants for the Polo Grounds in New York. He went 4 for 5 in a 17-6 win and drove in 3. So this is just peak Willie, or early Willie. He's 23 years old for this, and hopefully we can have a good one for you. So we go back to May 28th, 1954 for our tribute to Willie Mays. As Retro Sports Network presents a Willie Mays tribute today from the Polo Grounds in Manhattan. It's the Brooklyn Dodgers and the New York Giants. And today's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. And it will be Clem Labine on the hill for the Dodgers, who got racked in real life. He went 7-6 for Brooklyn in 54. And Jim Hearn, who went 8-8 for the Giants, gets the call for New York. Now, it's a rainy day here, a rainy night in Manhattan, Friday, May 28th, 1954. But that won't affect Willie at all. And a pretty healthy crowd here at the Polo Grounds for this one. So let's show you the lineup for the Dodgers. It'll be Junior Gilliam at second base leading off. Pee Wee Reese at short will bat second. Duke Snyder will hit third and play center field. Jackie Robinson is in left field. I've never seen that before. He will clean up. Gil Hodges at first will bat fifth. Again, you're talking of the first 5 batters of the Dodger lineup. There are 4 Hall of Famers. Carl Furillo will go 6th and right. Don Hoke, kind of like one of these things is not like the other, at third will bat 7th. Rube Walker behind the plate will bat 8th. And Labine will bat 9th. Jim Hearn, 125 pitches. That might get you 7 or 8. Depending, again, these aren't aces by any stretch for either team. And I got to make sure the computer is running Brooklyn. Let's tell you about Hearn. He made 18 starts in 1954. He went 8-8 with a 4.22 ERA. He threw 130 innings, 137 hits, 71 runs, 61 of those earned, 14 doubles, 7 triples, 10 homers. He walked 67 and struck out 45. So we're back to 1949 again for that. Hearn is 33. How you doing, Swedish Jeff? He throws a fastball at 83 and is a ground ball pitcher. Defensively for the Giants, Monty Irvin is in left. He's a 7 and a 4. Willie Mays, a man we're honoring. You can kind of see his head there. We'll talk about the crown of this field. He is a 10 and a 9 in center. Miller is a 6 and a 7 in right. Around the infield, Gardner is a 3 at third. Alvin Dark, a 9 at short. At some point, Alvin will be Willie's manager. Is that Dick Williams, a 9 at second? And Whitey Lockman is a 6 at first. Kott, K-A-T-T, is a 3 and a 5 behind the plate. And Hearn, not a bad fielder, a 6 range and a 9.49 ERA. These are the real lineups, Joshua, from May 28, 1954. So Gilliam in 54 hit 282, 13 homers, and 52 RBI. Scored 107 runs. Now, the Dodgers are the defending National League champions, while the Giants, of course, would win the World Series in 54, and then the Dodgers would win the whole thing in 55. So, if we were to do, let's say, a 54 replay, this would have been a game that we would have selected. These are two top-level teams. Pitch to Gilliam to start the ball game. That's a fly ball to right and gone. Well, it's a typical Ron tribute game. He puts that one in the upper deck in right field. So 1-0 Dodgers before you could sit down with your Chesterfields and your Rheingolds. My goodness. Hearn just left that one way over the middle of the plate, and Gilliam just made him pay. Of course, it's only 250 down the lines here at the Polo Grounds, but where Willie is standing out there in center field as he goes back. Nope, we changed colors? That's interesting. Oops. What's that? That's not supposed to happen. See if we get a replay to reset that. Yeah, phenomenal lineups for sure. We're not supposed to be going back to Chicago and Baltimore. Let's see what happens here. We'll be right back. That's kind of borked. Hold on a sec. We'll be right back. Oh. Well, that didn't work out real well, so to take the home run off the board. So I went through and actually picked out the real date as opposed to an exhibition game. So Gilliam, that home run never happened. So here we go again. 282, 13 homers, and 52 RBI. Hearn will start this one. The weather's better, 69 degrees, clear skies here at night, wind blowing in off the Harlem River at 3. From left field, and I didn't change that. Gilliam's pitch. That's into center, and Willie's going to make an appearance early. He will make the catch for the first out. And so the crowd puts up a cheer. Here's Pee Wee Reese. How about that? hitting 309, 10 homers, and 69 RBI. Hearn can go about 115 pitches. That changed, and Labine is down to 80, so Clem ain't going all that long. Pitch to Reese. Up the middle, Williams has it by the bag at second, over to first. Lockman's there, and there's two quick out. For Duke Snider, again, in one city in 1954. You can see Yankee Stadium off there in the distance in right center. That's how close the two ballparks were, the Polo Grounds in Manhattan and Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. You had Willie Mays here with the Giants. Duke Snider in Brooklyn hitting 341, 40 homers, and 130 RBI. And over at Yankee Stadium, you had Mickey Mantle. So you had three Hall of Fame center fielders in one city at one time. Pitch to Snider. There's a ground ball right side. Miller will pick it up and right, and that's the first hit of the ballgame. So that brings up Jackie Robinson. How you doing, Andrew? Yeah, I figured that you had to do a Dodger game. You had to do the Dodgers and the Giants. The question was, would you do Brooklyn or would you do Los Angeles? And so I went with 54. And so it's Brooklyn. Jackie Robinson, one of the reasons why I chose this game, hitting 311, 15 homers, and 59 RBI. Jim Hearn, who also pitched for the Cardinals, winds and deals. And Robinson sends this one in the left. Monty Irvin will track it down and make the catch, and that'll do. So the Dodgers get a hit, leave a runner on, and after half an inning, it's Brooklyn nothing, and here come the Giants. Yep, I think the greatest overall player in baseball history too, Robert, no question. Clem Labine is not the greatest overall pitcher. He only made 2 starts, one of them being on this day in 1954, May 28th, a Friday night in New York. 7-6, a 4.15 ERA, 47 games total. He did make 4 saves, 108 and a third innings. I mean, in this era, you are in the pen if you can't quite start, so Clem is kind of a so-so pitcher. 101 hits, 60 runs, 50 earned, 14 doubles, 3 triples, 7 homers. He walked 56 and struck out 43. Fastball 86, he's 27, and a ground ball plus pitcher. Here is the lineup the Giants will throw out there. It's Davey Williams at second. He'll lead off. Alvin Dark at short will bat second. Excuse me. Whitey Lockman at first will go third. Monty Irvin cleans up and left, a good player in his own right. Don Muller and right will bat fifth. Willie Mays will hit sixth in this lineup. He hit 345, 41 homers, and 110 RBI. Ray Cott behind the plate. He'll go seventh. Billy Gardner, who'd become a decent manager in his own right, will bat eighth and play third. And Jim Hearn on the mound will bat ninth. Here's a defense for the Dodgers. Jackie Robinson, a 2 and a 3 in left. And Duke Snider, a 9 and an 8 in center. Carl Furillo, an 8 and a 9 in right. With the exception of Robinson, that defense is incredible out there. Don Hoke, a 5 at third. Pee-wee Reese, an 8 at short. Jim Gilliam, a 5 at second. Gil Hodges, a 10 at first. Walker is a 5 and a 4 behind the plate. And Labine, not much of a fielder. He's a 3 with a .912 fielding percentage. Davey Williams stepping in at 222, 9 homers, and 46 RBI. Who's the greatest living player now? Yaz? I suppose some people would say Rose. Tony Oliva's still with us. That's pretty up there. Ken Griffey Jr. is a good answer. If Griffey did not get hurt as much as he did. Yeah, oh, absolutely, he'd have broken Aaron's record. Barry Bonds, I think, was a very good player. In fact, that's Willie's godson is Barry Bonds. Labine starts the effort with a ground ball to third. Here is Hope over to Hodges. And there is one out for Alvin Dark at 293. 20 homers and 70 RBI. Could give a shout to Ricky Henderson, too. As far as, he had power when he could. Obviously stole a boatload of bases. Pitch to Dark. There's a line drive left center field. Steiner will pick it up. And the Giants have a one-out single. So both teams have a hit. Forget the home run that Gilliam hit before the game glitched. Here's Whitey Lockman hitting .251, 16 homers, and 60 RBI. And that gets away from Walker, and Dark will move up to second on the wild pitch. So a full count now to Lockman. And Labine already in trouble here in the first. Lockman up the middle, a base hit. Snyder will eventually get it. Dark will round third. He'll hold. And it's first and third, one out for Monty Irvin, hitting .262, 19 homers, and 66 RBI. In real life, the Giants won this game 17-6. And in 1954, the football Giants played here as well. So I think the football Brooklyn Dodgers were gone by then. But it worked either way. Henderson being living, yep, best leadoff hitter. Schmidt, Sandy Koufax. Pitch to Irvin. Ball four. So the bases are loaded. One out for Muller. Don hitting .342. 4 homers and 71 RBI. So Dark on third. Lockman on second. Monty Irvin on first. And Labine in a mess of trouble here in the first inning. Pitch to Muller. Base hit left field. Robinson will grab it. Dark will score. Lockman will hold. And so it's 1-0 Giants as the throw goes into third. And so as Willie Mays steps up to the plate, yeah, tough to pick a pitcher because I think Pedro is better than Koufax. We're going to go pitch by pitch to Mays. Willie just was fantastic throughout his career, 54. He's 23 years old, and he's coming off a year of service in the military. He saw some time in Korea, hitting .345 in 54, 33 doubles, 13 triples, 41 homers, 110 RBI, and he scored 119 times. And don't let that 8 stolen bases fool you. In 2 years, in 1956, you know what? He was 4 homers short of being the first player to go 40-40. It wouldn't have been Jose Canseco. He stole 40. Greg Maddux, yep, that's a good one too. Albert Pujols. I mean, there's plenty of things, but so pitch by pitch. Labine kind of sweating here. Lockman on third. Irvin on second. Miller on first. Labine winds and deals, and that one will miss outside, ball 1. That's why I chose it, and he drove in 3 in this game. So the crowd settling in here at the Polo Grounds. The Giants up 1-0 already. A beautiful May night here in New York. The 1-0 to Willie. There's a ground ball to first. Hodges has it. Goes to Reese for 1, and Mays will leg it out. There is no throw to first. Lockman will score, and it's 2-0 New York. So we go back to at-bat mode now. 2 out for Ray Kott, K-A-T-T, hitting .255, 9 homers, and 33 RBI. Pitch to Kott. Line drive foul, and that takes some work here, and somebody from Wall Street made that catch. A ball and 2 strikes. When the Mets moved, because the Mets played here in 62 and 63, so So the last home game of the 63 season was the last time that a Major League Baseball game was played in Manhattan. The last game in Brooklyn would have been 1957. And, of course, the Yankees play in the Bronx and the Mets play in Queens. Pitch to Cott. Struck him out. Labine gets out of it, but gives up 2 runs, 3 hits, and they strand 2. After 1, Giants 2, Dodgers nothing. So it'll be Hodges, Furillo, and Hoke to face Hearn here in the second. Gill at 304, 42 homers, at 130 RBI. Jeff says he would choose Griffey because he could do it all, and he did it clean. Griffey had some really good years in Cincy, but couldn't stay healthy. How you doing, VL123? You've got the 73 Mets in your latest league. He homered in what, his first or second game after being traded? And the Mets retired 24. A fitting tribute as well. Hearn starts the second. Hodges swings into left field. Urban, 1 out. For Carl Furillo, 294, 19 homers, and 96 RBI. I mean, this Dodger team is loaded. To Williams at second, over to Lockman, and Furillo is retired 2 away. So here's Don Hoke. Again, kind of like the old Sesame Street, one of these things is not like the other. Hitting 245, 7 homers, and 26 RBI. Hearn rocks and fires. Hoke swings, and that's a base hit in the left center field. Bonnie Irvin will cut that one off. Second hit for the Dodgers. 2 out for Rube Walker. Hitting 181, 5 homers, and 23 RBI. Slow chopper to Williams. Has it. Throws to first. And Walker isn't out by much, but he is. So no runs, a hit, and no errors. We go to the bottom of the second here at the Polo Grounds. Giants 2, Dodgers nothing. So for Billy Gardner, Hearn, and then Williams to face Labine here in the second. Billy at 213, a part-time player, a home run, and 7 RBI. Saw a video of Mays making the circus catch at an old-timers game, Andrew says. He was over 50. Yeah. And Vinny did this game in 54. It's Vinny and Connie Desmond with the Dodgers, and this would have been on television too, on Channel 9. And who would have been? Russ Hodges. I think Ernie Harwell went to Baltimore that year. So Russ Hodges would have been one of the announcers for the Giants. And I think their games were on Channel 13, which is now public TV for New York. Or Channel 11. I think they did a Giants and Yankee home games, and they were never home at the same time. I don't think. Pitch to Gardner. Fly ball, left center field. Snyder will make the catch. 1 out. Now, this field had a weird crown to it to drain. And it pretty much topped out in the infield. Jim Hearn, by the way, 111, a homer, and 3 RBI. And so it was a 4 or 5 foot drop from home plate to dead center field, which was 480 feet from home plate. And so you literally were looking at Duke Snyder's head. You couldn't see his legs. Pitch to Hearn. Ground ball Labine, third base side of the rubber, throws to Hodges for the out, and Hearn is retired 2 away. For Davey Williams is 0 for 1. So Labine, 37 pitches, an inning and 2/3. Both the runs are earned. He's allowed 3 hits, a walk, and a strikeout. Midlife crisis, how are you? How you doing, Glenn? Thank you, stopped in. Yeah, the Appling homer off of Warren Spahn was pretty special, too. And that was at RFK. That was great. Pitch to Williams. Davey swings in the shallow left field. Robinson is there. Jackie makes the catch, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 2, Giants 2, Dodgers nothing. So Labine, Gilliam, and Reese to face Hearn here in the 3rd. Clem, not much of a hitter, but remember he's more of a reliever. 1 for 30 with 15 strikeouts. All right, VL, thanks for stopping in. Yeah, it's hot. If it wasn't for this unfortunate passing of Mays, we wouldn't be on today. Pitch to Labine is a ground ball to Dark. Alvin has it, throws to Lockman for the out. Here's Jim Gilliam. Jim is 0 for 1, opening 9 for Hearn. 26 pitches, 2 1/3, 2 hits. And that's it. A good friend of mine, Tony Whitehill, sent me the audio from Dave Fleming on Giants radio from last night. They're in Chicago at Wrigley Field, and it was all Dave could do to hold it together to pass along the news. I mean, Mays is just legendary out in the Bay Area. And imagine if Candlestick was actually hitter-friendly when Mays was there. Gilliam swings a slow ground ball. Williams in on the grass, throws to Lockman for the out. And there's 2 away. For Pee Wee Reese, who's 0 for 1. That's right, and tomorrow, the game at Rickwood Field involving the Giants. And that was kind of our first indication that Willie wasn't doing all that good because he wasn't going to make the trip. But they'll take on extra meeting now. Willie's home run total did not change when the Negro League stats were added because in his 13 games with Birmingham in 1947, he didn't hit a homer. Yep, the Mets took both the orange from the Giants and the blue of the Dodgers. Absolutely. Pitch to Pee Wee. Ball 4. So that'll bring up Duke Snyder, who singled his first time up. Someone posted a poignant picture from an old-timers day at Shea. It may have been one of the years the Yankees were there in the mid-'70s. Of Snyder, Mantle, Mays, and DiMaggio kind of all in arm in arm. And very poignant now because Mays was the last one. They're all up now at wherever the Field of Dreams are. Pitch to Snyder. There's a slow ground ball to Lockman. Hearn runs over to first, and Duke just doesn't have that kind of a speed, and then he'll do it. So the Dodgers, no runs, no hits, and no errors. We go to the bottom of the 3rd here at the Polo Grounds. It's the Giants 2, the Dodgers nothing. So Dark, Lockman, and Irvin to face Labine here in the 3rd. Alvin singled and scored in the 1st. Jeff never got to see a game at the Polo Grounds. That's true. Polo was never played there. They did race cars here, though. Did you know that? In the interval between when the Giants left and the Titans, or the future Jets, and the Mets played here in the early 60s, they put up a wooden car track. It was perfect shape for that. Dark, a ground ball to Gilliam over to Hodges for the out. When Snyder came back to New York in '63, he came back to the Mets, which they tried to do to pack the place. And he hit a game-winning home run, and it was saved on videotape. So although it's in glorious black and white, there is actually videotape of a game from the Polo Grounds, and Lindsey Nelson's calling it. Whitey Lockman singled and scored his first time up. Popped up Walker back to the screen, and that is out of play. So somebody from 155th Street made that catch, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. Ground ball to Hodges. Gills got it. Takes it to the bag. 2 out. Here's Monty Irvin. He walked his first time up. Labine could get you 6. Oh, goodness. A podcast John listens to this morning specifies since Mays was a rising star when he was drafted and he averaged 27 homers and 52 and 53. Yeah, he'd have been chasing Root the same time. He had 660 all in the National League. But even when he retired, he was second in the National League. And that mattered because there certainly wasn't any interleague in 1974. He would have broke the record before retiring, and Aaron would have broke Mays' record the following year. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it was drafted for 53 and for part of 52. Yes. You give the horses snorkels, Andrew. The heat obviously warping Andrew's brain. Pitch to Irvin. Monty swings. That's into right. Ferrillo moving over will make the catch, and that will be retired the side. After 3, no runs, no hits, no errors. Giants lead 2-0. So Robinson, Hodges, and Ferrillo to face Hearn. Imagine being a pitcher in any ballpark in the National League that had to face those 5 hitters, Reese, Snyder, Robinson, Hodges, and Ferrillo. And Gilliam, too, was no slouch himself. You talk about a murderer's row in the 50s. Goodness gracious, Buffy St. Marie. Or, in the Dodgers' case, Hilda from Flatbush. Pitch to Robinson, who's 0 for 1. Ground ball to third. Gardner throws it over to first across the way. 1 out. Definitely the heat. Here's Hodges. Gill is 0 for 1. Draws the walk. Ball 4. So a 3-1 low one outside for Ferrillo, who's 0 for 1. 68 degrees in New York. Not the real weather, of course. And Hearn, that's his second walk. Pitch to Ferrillo. A throw down to Williams. Hodges goes, and he stole the base. So Hodges with the steal. I was about to talk about Willie's speed. It wasn't until Maury Wills came up with the Dodgers that broke Mays' run of 4 straight years of leading the NL in stolen bases. So Hodges on second, 1 out, and a 1-0 to Ferrillo. Base hit right field. Miller will pick it up. Hodges will round third and hold there. So first and second, 1 out for Don Hoke, who was one of the 3 Dodger hits. Line drive to center. Willie's there. Makes the catch. Does he? Hodges goes back to tag. Willie's going to throw home with 2 out. How about that? He's got a cannon out there. It's going to be close. Safe. Slid under the tag. It says scored standing. He slid under the tag, Dizzy Dean would say. So the Dodgers are on the board, and it's 2-1. And here's Rube Walker, who's 0 for 1. Can you imagine that? I mean, a football field from end zone to end zone is 300 feet. So Mays probably out there in dead, not all the way out there in dead center, but probably 430, 440 feet away, and it's an uphill throw. Throw down to Dark. Ferrillo trying to steal, and they got him. So the Dodgers get a run on a hit and have a runner thrown out after 3.5. Giants 2, Dodgers 1. And so we're going to understand that you're not all that familiar with 1954 baseball. The Giants won 97 and finished 5 games above the Dodgers. Milwaukee, in their second year in Milwaukee, never finished below 500. And then everyone else, Philly, Cincy, St. Louis, Chicago, and Pittsburgh, brought up the field. In the East, you know, that's the only year that the Casey Stengel Yankees won 100 games. They won 103 and weren't in the race. The Indians won 111. The White Sox won 94, and everyone else was, you know, watching Lucy and Milton Berle. Willie Mays won the batting title. It was only one hit 345. Miller hit 342. Snyder hit 341. Kozlowski with 49 homers for the Reds. Mays was third with 41. Hodges had 42. Hank Sauer had 41 for the Cubs. Kozlowski drove in 141. Bill Bruton for the Braves stole 34 bases. Richie Ashburn 125 walks. Eddie Matthews walked 112 times. Pitching-wise, John Antonelli was the giant ace in an earned run average of 230. Lou Burdette, then Kurt Simmons, Lefty Gomez, Gene Connolly, Robin Roberts, Warren Spahn, Sal Magley, Harvey Haddix, and then Littlefield. Robin Roberts led the National League in wins with 23. Antonelli won 21. The save thing really doesn't matter. Robin Roberts had the best whip and struck out 185. Miller singled home a run in the first. Andrew just discovered that Don Newcomb played in Japan in the early 60s as a first baseman. Really? I didn't know that. Newcomb came to Jeff's hometown his freshman year. Yes. Imagine, 8-team league and you're finishing 60 games out of first. 60. Pitch to Miller, ground ball to Gilliam. Junior has it, throws to first, and he's retired, 1 out. So again, we'll go pitch by pitch to Willie Mays. Had an RBI his first time up on the fielder's choice. Labine at 61 pitches as Willie digs in. Flags are blowing in from left center, so almost from the Hudson to the Harlem. Labine misses low, ball 1. So 1-0 count. Willie, again, 13 triples. Those numbers remind me of Jim Rice as someone who can just leg stuff out. Now, I'm not comparing Rice to Mays in any other way, but someone that could hit multiple, double-digit triples and home runs. And, of course, if you look down there, you look out there in left center field and stuff, you can see where they sat in the bullpen and grew tomatoes. There's just a ton of room. Mays grounds 1 to Hodges. Gill takes it to the bag, and Willie is retired. So 2 out for Cott, who struck out his first time up. Yeah, 60, not 16. Yeah, wow. And the Chicago White Sox of 2024 are some kind of special. Pitch to Cott. There's a ground ball. Reese deep in the hole has a long throw, and Hodges will retire Cott. We've played 4 here at the Polo Grounds. No runs, no hits, no errors. It's the Giants 2, the Dodgers 1. So Walker, who was at the plate when Farillo was thrown out trying to steal. Labine and Gilliam here in the 5th to face Jim Hearn. And Walker draws the walk. Third walk given up by Hearn. Labine will probably bunt here. So Lockman and Gardner will come in to play for it. And that'll do it for Clem. Clem actually didn't make it out of the second in the real game. George Schuba will pinch hit. Schuba, a 154 hitter in 54 with 2 homers and 10 RBI. Infield will play back now. Nobody out, top the 5th, 2-1 Giants. And ball 4, that's not what you wanted with a hitter that can't hit. So here's Gilliam. Jim is 0 for 2. Hearn, 63 pitches, 18 batters, 4 innings, 3 hits, and 4 walks. So first and second, Dodgers threatening here in the 5th. Snap throw down to Lockman, and Schuba is back. So the pitch was high, and Cott just threw it down there. Gilliam digs back in. In the left field, back goes Irvin, and Mays. Bonnie has plenty of room, makes the catch. Walker has my speed, and he's going to send him. Irvin will throw down to Gardner, and Walker is just barely in there. So runners on the corners for Pee Wee Reese, who's 0 for 1 with a walk. Not a bad throw. All right, Glenn, thanks for coming in. Bart says, when I was a kid, my uncle took me, brother and him, to the Polo Grounds to see the Giants and Mays play the Mets around 63. Mays hit a home run. Yep, that is awesome. Shotgun Shuba, how you doing? Mr. Howard and Mike in the truck. So first and third, 1 out for Pee Wee Reese. And the only one rooting for the Dodgers today is now in the chat. Pee Wee grounds this one into right field for a base hit. Walker will tie the game. Williams did not make a good play. And, oh, Davey, don't do that. So 1 out, Shuba on second, Reese on first for Duke Snyder, who has singled. Hearn's pitch. Fly ball left field. Irvin will track this one down, and Shuba goes back to second. We are playing May 28th, 1954. Jackie Robinson is 0 for 2. You're ambivalent. For you, that's great. Jackie Robinson, I don't remember him ever being a left fielder. So first and second, 2 out now for Hearn to face Jackie Robinson. He strikes him out. He got him to chase a 2-2 curve. Bob Milliken will be coming in. You get a commercial halfway home on a steamy day in Burlington, Vermont. It's the Dodgers 2, the Giants 2. Doing my best to stay hydrated on this warm day. Here's how we got here if you joined us late. Don Mueller with an RBI single to score Alvin Dark in the first. That made the Giants up 1-0. Then Willie Mays, a fielder's choice, made it 2-0. Brooklyn has chipped at it. Don Hoke, a liner, to make it 2-1. Then just a moment ago, Pee Wee Reese with an RBI single to score Walker to make it a 2-2 ballgame. So Clem Labine, whose day is done, did a lot better in this one than they did in their 17-6 pounding in real life. 4 innings for the Dodgers starter, 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned, a walk and a strikeout. And Hearn has gone 5 and allowed 2 runs, both earned. Bob Milliken is 27 years old, fastball at 85, and an extreme fly ball pitcher, which works well here, but not necessarily at Ebbets Field. 5-2 in 54 with a 4.02 ERA, 24 games, 3 starts and 2 saves. 62 2/3, 58 hits, 31 runs, 28 of those earned. He's allowed 12 homers. He walked 18 and struck out 25. The Dodgers do not double switch, so Milliken will bat in the 9 hole. Gardner's 0 for 1. How you doing, Taxi Gander? Oh, Curtis, we've missed you. So Taxi Gander. Gardner swings, that's into left field. Robinson coming in to make the catch, 1 out for Hearn, who will swing away here. He's 0 for 1. Into left field, Robinson will make the catch, and there's 2 out. Here's Davey Williams. Davey's 0 for 2. Into right center field. Snyder rides the Schwinn. Coming in. Makes the catch, and that will retire the side. So, no runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the 6th here on Willie Mays Day here at the Polo Grounds. It's the Dodgers 2, the Giants 2. So, Hodges, Ferrillo, and Hoke to face Hearn here in the 6th. Gill is 0 for 1. Base hit left field. They'll drop in front of Irvin, who misplayed it. That must have hit a hole from last football season. As Hodges goes to second, Irvin went to pick it up, and it just kind of skipped past him, I think. It just got past him. And so Hodges is on second for Carl Ferrillo, who is 1 for 2. Ground ball to Dart over to Lockman for the out. So Hodges will stay on second, 1 away for Don Hoke, who has an RBI single. 5 hits for the Bums, 3 hits for the Gents. There's a slow ground ball to Dark in on the grass. Has to hurry. Hoke's running, and he is. Well, Hodges will go to third, but Hoke is out on the bang banger. So 2 out for Rube Walker, who has walked and scored. He's 0 for 1. So 2-2, 2 out here in the 6th. Hearn wipes his brow, delivers, and there's a fly ball, right field, foul territory by the Pens. And again, somebody from Fort Lee, New Jersey made the catch. 2-2 the count. From 60 degrees Monday to mid-80s here in Southwest. You're catching up. Our low this morning was 78. At 8 o'clock this morning in Burlington, or 6 o'clock this morning in Burlington, it was 80 degrees. In Orlando, Florida, it was 75. The 2-2 to Walker. Into center, Mays coming in. Of course he'll make this catch. Did you have any doubt? How about that? No runs, a hit, and 1 error. Error does not hurt after 5.5. Dodgers and Giants tied at 2. So Milliken, with his spot due up first in the 7th, will face Stark, Lockman, and Irvin. Alvin is 1 for 2. He is singled and scored. A basket catch for sure. Into right, Ferrillo, 1 out. For Whitey Lockman, Whitey is 1 for 2. A single and a run scored. My man in the speaker tells me at 12:47 Eastern Time it's 89 degrees here. Pitch to Lockman. Whitey into center field. Snyder sees it and will make the catch. 2 out for Monty Irvin. Monty has walked in as 0 for 1. The clubhouses for both teams are beyond the wall in center field. And so after the shot heard around the world in 1951, the poor Dodgers had to walk all the way across the field and up the stairs to the clubhouse. You talk about a walk of shame, my goodness. Pitch to Irvin. Struck him out. First K for Milliken, and that'll do it. After 6, no runs, no hits, no errors. Dodgers 2, Giants 2. So Hearn will get the 7th. Let's see what they do with Milliken. 176 and 2 RBI. He stays in the ball game and strikes out. So Hearn got him to chase an 0-2 curve. So Jim, 27 batters deep, 104 pitches, 6 1/3, 5 hits, 4 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Gilliam is 0 for 3. Ground ball to Lockman. Whitey waits, takes it to the bag himself for the out, 2 away. For Pee Wee Reese, who's 1 for 2, he has singled, driven in a run, and walked. Hearn's pitch, fly ball, or popped up left side into foul territory. Gardner chases and makes the catch. Ben Wade, why didn't you pinch hit then? Ben Wade will come in to pitch for the Dodgers. Stretch time, 2-2 the score. Well, the Giants catch a break. They get Ben Wade, who made 23 appearances in 1954, 1-1 with a WBAP ERA of 8.20. Somehow in that he saved 3 ball games, 45 innings, 62 hits, 62 runs, or 46 runs, 41 earned, 9 homers. He walked 21 and struck out 25. He is 31, fastball at 88, and a fly ball pitcher. We're being told it's run of 100 degrees in San Angelo, but no humidity. That's bad enough. It's 90 here, and then it's just humid as heck. So Miller, Mays, and Cott to face Wade. And if the Dodgers kind of threw out a tomato can out there for Willie to drive one off of, it's right now. Miller, 1 for 2. He has a single and an RBI. Into center field, Snyder waits for it. 1 out. And so as Willie Mays comes to the plate, we go pitch by pitch. He's 0 for 2 and drove home a run in the first on a fielder's choice. The infamous catch, which was in 1954 in that World Series, to dead center by the monument there. You can see in center field, there's a bunch of people that got a reverse angle of it, and there is a reverse angle picture of that catch. One of the people that was in that clubhouse was Joe Garagiola. Pitch to Mays. He swings and misses on a fastball, 0-1. Wade can throw 40 pitches, and if the Dodgers are lucky, he might actually give him more than an inning. He winds and fires, and that one will miss outside, ball 1. So Mays checks down to third for the sign from Leo DeRocher. And Wade is ready, the 1-1. And that's right at the knees for strike 2. Willie just kind of shakes his head a little bit. So a 1-2 count from Ben Wade. Wade winds and pitches, and that's outside, 2-2. He wastes one. So 2-2 the count. Mays would love to rip one right here. 1 out, bottom of the 7th, and a 2-2 tie. Pitch to Willie. There's a fly ball left field. Back goes Robinson, but Jackie will track that one down, and there's 2 out. So here's Ray Codd. He's 0 for 2 with a K. 2-2 the score. With 2 out here in the 7th. Pitch to Cott. Fly ball right field. Ferrillo will come in and make the catch, and we have played 7. No runs, no hits, and no errors. Giants and Dodgers, of course, they're tied. We played 7, 2-2. So Snyder, Robinson, and Hodges to face Hearn. And Jim is due second in the 8th. So we'd like to milk Jim through the inning if we can, but good luck. Pitch to Snyder. Struck him out. 2-2 changeup, got him swinging. So 1 out for Jackie Robinson, who is 0 for 3 with a K. And Jackie rips this one into left field for a base hit. So Irvin throws it back in, and Robinson to go-ahead run on with 1 out here in the 8th. So here's Gil Hodges. He's 1 for 2. He has singled, walked, stolen a base, and scored. Hearn throws to first. Lockman is there, and so is Jackie. And my goodness, you get a virtual who's who of Cooperstown on the field this afternoon. Pitch to Hodges. Up the middle. They might get 2 out of the start to Williams for 1, and Hodges is going to reach as the throw to Lockman is not in time. So they get the speedy Robinson, and there's 2 out on a fantastic play by Alvin Dark. So here's Furillo. Carl 1 for 3 with a single. Base hit left field. Irvin will pick it up. Hodges around second. Gardner should have made that play at third. Not Billy's best effort out there. So here comes Don Hoke, who's 1 for 2 with an RBI and a single. So 2 on, 2 out, and a tiring Jim Hearn on the mound. The partisan throng here at the Polo Grounds, donning light jackets at 62 degrees now, and the winds are still blowing in from the GW in the left center at 3. Cott says just get this 1 out and you're done. Hearn winds and fires, and that's into left center. Billy Mays ranges over. He makes the catch, draws a standing ovation, and that'll do it. No runs, 2 hits. The Dodgers have left on 8 after 7.5. It's 2-2. So Gardner, a pinch hitter, and Williams to face Wade here in the 8th. Billy is 0 for 2. Center field, Snyder retreating down the hill, 1 out. So who can hit a righty? It's going to be Dusty Rhodes. And that'll do it for Ben Wade. It'll bring in Jim Hughes. So righty versus lefty Hughes. That's not Jim Hughes, by the way. That's a more modern version of Bluegill. Led the National League in saves in 1954. He's 31. He's 8-4, a 3.22 ERA, 60 appearances, 24 saves, although I don't think that was a real number then. Any relation to Jim Cott? Not sure, Jim. 86 2/3, 76 hits, 36 runs, 31 earned. 7 homers, he walked 44 and struck out 58. Rhodes hit a big home run in that 54 World Series. I believe it was the game winner in Game 1, which was the catch. In 164 at-bats, he hit .341, 15 homers, and 50 RBI. And maybe they could have found him a hat that fit. So Hughes on to face Rhodes. Righty versus lefty. Giants have been held to 3 hits. Dark, Lockman, and Miller. Right center field. Snyder and Furillo, and Carl will turn and watch it go. Dusty Rhodes, just like he did in Game 1 of the 54 series, has homered. And the Giants go up 3-2. Right down that short line in right field. Furillo just kind of ran out of real estate there. And it's 3-2 Giants. So it'll be the top of the lineup now for New York. Davey Williams, who's 0 for 3. You never know what part of real life you're going to get in these things. And that's pretty big. Hughes deals. Into right, Furillo has it. Drops it! And Williams is digging for two. The throw to Pee Wee Reese is that in time or not? Is he going to get the two? He got the two-base error. Furillo was on the track and just dropped it. Don't know if he lost it in the lights or what, but that's a huge Dodger error. And so here's Alvin Dark, who was 1 for 3. It'll be Walker, pitcher, Spot, and Gilliam for the Dodgers in the ninth. Yeah, Jim Cott is K-A-A-T. I suppose this would be Cat, K-A-T-T. Pitch to Dart. Line drive right field. Furillo into foul territory. Makes the catch. Williams will tag and hold. 2 out. So here's Whitey Lockman. Whitey 1 for 3 with a run scored. Hughes' his pitch. Base or liner into center. Snyder arranging over, makes the catch, and that'll do. So the Giants get the pinch hit home run from Dusty Rhodes. That sounds like something you'd see on a WWF thing, right? Or WWE. We have played 8. It's the Giants 3, the Dodgers 2. And so Marv Grissom is charged with ending this ball game for the Giants. Although they do have Hoyt Wilhelm in the pen. Grissom is 36 years old, looks about 56 in that picture. Is a fastball pitcher, 84 on the gun, and is a standard pitcher. In 54, 10-7 with a 2.35 ERA. 56 games. He started 3 and got a complete game, which just goes to show what a different era that was. 122 1/3 innings, 101 hits, 36 runs, 32 earned, allowed 13 homers. He walked 50 and struck out 65. It'll be Walker, pitcher, Spot, and Gilliam for the Dodgers here in the ninth. They need 1 to tie and 2 to go ahead. Rube Walker is 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. So everybody kind of up on their feet for Willie. Pitch to Walker is a base hit down the line and right and gone. And in the direction of the Brooklyn Bridge, you can hear some slow claps. Walker, not much of a home run hitter. Grissom fed him a meatball, and that just cleared around the right field foul pole. So 3-3 the score. Now you will see Willie Mays bat in the bottom of the ninth. Jim Hughes, by the way, 188 in 54. And Wayne Bellardi will be the pinch hitter. Bellardi went 2 for 9. 2 singles and an RBI. Grissom deals, and Bellardi strikes out on a 1-2 fastball, 1 away. Crowd is restless after that home run. Here's Gilliam. Jim is 0 for 4. Reese and Snyder. No, Reese will follow, and then Snyder if anybody should reach. How you doing, John? Pitch to Gilliam. Ground ball to third. Gardner's got it. Throws over to Lockman. And there's 2 out. For Pee Wee Reese, is 1 for 3. He's got himself an RBI single and a walk. 3 runs, 8 hits, and error for the Dodgers. They have left on 8. 3 runs, 4 hits, and error for the Giants. And they have left on 3. Pitch to Pee Wee is into center field. Mays running in and will make the basket catch. Of course he will. Irv Palika coming in. Got a pitching change. We go to the bottom of the ninth. It's the Dodgers 3, the Giants 3. So Palika, 26 years old. What are you thinking of baseball, Max John? Palika, a 5.32 ERA, 3-3 in 54, 25 games, 3 starts, 67 2/3, 77 hits, 45 runs, 40 earned, 9 home runs. Keep that in mind. Willie's hitting third here in the ninth. 31 walks and 25 strikeouts. Palika, fastball 85 and a fly ball pitcher. So Monty Irvin is 0 for 2. He has walked and struck out. Then Miller and then Mays. Giants have been held to 4 hits. Palika starts off his effort. Fly ball right field. Ferrillo. 1 out. For Don Miller, 1 for 3. A single and an RBI. So Palika finding himself in a tight situation here in a 3-3 tie in the bottom of the ninth. John likes it. There's lots of good potential. I think it's a ton of potential and can play live games against other people. Yep. Pitch to Miller. There's a base hit into right center field, and he is the winning run. So now this sellout crowd at the Polo Grounds stands as one as we go pitch by pitch again for Willie Mays. He does have an RBI. This won't be a complete poopy head game for there. And if he homers here, then he can match Bill Walton in these games. Willie is 0 for 3. But in the first, he hit into a fielder's choice and drove in a run. And so Willie, who was all at 23 years old, wipes his brow and digs in here. That wind, what little is blowing in from the Hudson from left center. Palika's first pitch, and Mays will take a strike. Change up on the inside corner. Hoke and Hodges play a no doubles defense. 8 hits for the Dodgers, 5 for the Giants. The 0-1 to Mays, and that's high, ball 1. So Willie will be patient, although he was not a great walker, 67 times in 54. And I'd imagine 355 strikeouts was reasonably high. Towards the end of his career, he had a 100 strikeout season. Palika looks over at Miller and the 1-1 to Mays. Outside or inside, 2-1. A walk for the Dodgers would not be the worst thing in the world. Be the worst thing for the stream, but not the worst thing in the world. Palika rocks and fires. Ground ball up the middle. Reese to Gilliam for 1, but Mays is going to reach. Reese robbed him of a hit. And they get the 4s. So that brings up Ray Cott. I don't think we have anybody else that can hit. Wes Westrom is the other catcher. And there isn't anybody there that can hit a righty. To the point where Sammy, you'll settle for a tie. So Willie Mays, the winning run is on first. 2 out, bottom of the ninth. Ray Cott at the plate. He is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. He does have some power. And Palika, probably not who the Dodgers want out there. Base hit, left center field. Robinson will pick it up. So Willie Mays is the winning run, and he, don't go to third. It's going to go to third. So the winning run is Mays, and he's 90 feet away. So there's 2 out for Billy Gardner. And we'll take another look here. Has anybody got any power? They're going to go with Bobby Hoffman. Hoffman at 224, 8 homers and 30 RBI. He's 28 years old. So Cott on first, and he can take the Adirondack chair. The only runner now that matters is that man on third. And what a man he is. So Mays 90 feet away from winning this game. That would be cool if he could score the winning run in his tribute game, wouldn't it? So Palika is ready. Walker is ready, and so is Hoffman. Popped up, center field, free baseball. Snyder's there, and that will retire the side. We go to the 10th. Of course we are. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. Giants have left on 5 in a 3-3 tie. So Hoffman, a 2 at third. So poor Marv Grissom. He gave up the home run to Rubel Walker, for crying out loud. Now it's Snyder, Robinson, and Hodges here in the 10th. Pitchers Spot, Williams, and Dart for the Giants in the bottom of the inning. And so on this brutally hot day in Vermont, playing extra baseball. Pitch to Snyder, who's 1 for 4. Fly ball, right field. Back goes Miller into foul territory. 1 out. And they aren't kidding. 2:58 down the line. Jackie Robinson was 1 for 4. He is singled and struck out. Ground ball to third. Hoffman's got it. Throws to Lockman for the out. 2 quick out here in the 10th. For Gil Hodges, who was 1 for 3. He has singled, walked, scored, and stole the base. Struck him out. So Grissom does his job. And we go to the bottom of the 10th inning. So Palika lives to fight another day. Dodgers go in order. And you're going to get Hoyt Wilhelm if this game goes to the 11th. After 9.5, 3-3. Well, it'll be Wes Westrom. So Cott will come out as well. Westrom, 187, 8 home runs and 27 RBI. It was Dusty Rhodes' pinch hit home run that tied this game for the Giants. Westrom punches this one in the left center field. And Snyder makes an error. Westrom's going to get 2. Snyder went to pick it up. But remember, there's quite the slope out there in the outfield, and Snyder didn't figure it out. So the winning run is in scoring position for Davey Williams, who was 0 for 4. I was about to say that Westrom was still signing cards up until about 4 or 5 years ago. He was under contract at Topps in his 90s, which I think was great. Hopefully they paid him well for that, too. Davey Williams, ground ball. Palika can't make the play. The winning run is on third. So Palika went to pick it up and dropped it. And so it's first and third. Nobody out for Alvin Dark, who was 1 for 4. He has singled and scored. The infield is playing in. Hope, Reese, Gilliam, and Hodges. Robinson, Snyder, and Ferrillo are all playing in. Palika looks around to try to find some relief. He's not going to get it. Dark, center field, Snyder. Will they send Westrom? Duke makes the catch. Westrom tags and is going to try it. Snyder's got a good arm to throw to the plate. Giants win. It wasn't Willie Mays, it was Wes Westrum, but the Giants win this one by the score of 4-3. And so with apologies to Wes Westrum, your player of the game is going to be Willie Mays. He did have an RBI, and he did make 5 putouts. That's not too shabby. For the record, 4 runs, 7 hits, and error for the Giants. They left on 5. For the Dodgers, 3 runs, 8 hits, 3 errors, and those were big, and they left on 8. Grissom, who blew the save in the 9th, gets the win. Hearn, 8 innings, 7 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He walked 4 and struck out 3. And Grissom, 2 innings, a hit, a run, the home run to Rube Walker of all people, and 2 strikeouts. Labine, in real life, didn't get out of second, so his 4 innings is a Brucey bonus. And then Palika takes the loss, an inning and a third, 3 hits, and an unearned run. And so that was that for that. The key thing is for these tribute games is to remember everyone who played, and I think that you really can't go wrong whatever error for Willie Mays that you choose to do. But his time in New York was very special. I mean, there's the infamous picture of him out there playing stickball and all that, and he was just a kid. And I suppose his youth years were kind of like watching, as someone said earlier, Ken Griffey Jr.'s. Just an absolute behold to watch. And probably the greatest 5-tool player ever to play in the majors. Just absolutely incredible talent, and it's so sad that in a game that pretty much was to honor him this week in Rickwood down in Birmingham, Alabama, that it's going to be kind of a wake on his behalf. Willie played just before I started watching baseball. His 73 World Series was his swan song, and my earliest baseball memory is Aaron in 74 breaking Ruth's record. Just a legendary figure, larger than life, and an icon on both coasts, and that takes a lot to do. And so Godspeed, Willie Mays, and thank you for everything that you did for us as baseball fans. The final score here, the Giants, they win the game for him by the score of 4-3 over the Brooklyn Dodgers. When it cools off, we will stream again, but this was just too important not to do it. Thank you so much for watching. We'll talk to you the next time. So long, everybody.